Hey y'all, what's up? It's showtime. It's showtime. Guess who's back again? If they don't know, they don't know. They'll know as soon as we walk in. What up, good people? How y'all doing on today? I hope that your morning has started out amazing. And so we're about to get down. If this is your first time tuning in to the Couples Lounge show, let me introduce myself. I'm your girl Candace. I'm one half of the Tux, and this is my sexy husband.
You not so you ain't gonna even say my name now.
Do I normally say your name?
Yes, you do. You do. At times you do.
I don't.
So you telling me you never say my name? Ramon.
If this is your first time, this is how it normally goes down on the Couples Lounge show. Every introduction seems to be just like that. How y'all doing today? Also, what we ask of you, for those that are joining us, make sure you like the video, like the page, subscribe, tell somebody about it. Yeah, because marriage is in a state of emergency. And so we're about to do this thing on today. We don't have any announcements right now. We are preparing for the marriage retreat, though. We are so excited about that, excited to work with the couples that are joining us in what God is about to do in a marriage. But I will say this as we wait for the folks to come on is if you have a marriage retreat, if you have a woman's conference, a marriage conference, and you are looking for some fire speakers, get at us. Get at us. Yes, we do speak as well as life coach. I was looking for our name on here. I don't know where that went. Y'all name, we used to have somewhere our name will pop up at the bottom, but I don't know where it went. All right. So we're going to get into the conversation. So we watched a podcast on Hardly Initiated. Good morning to everybody. If I didn't say good morning. On Hardly Initiated. Big ups to those fellas on that show. They are doing something very, very powerful when it comes to marriage. They're single guys, but the people that they have on, they're talking about marriage, and they're talking about love, and they're talking about relationships as well. And so, I guess, what was your takeaway? I have something that we talked about because of the show. I guess I'll start. So we talked about, on there they had Jamal Bryant, and he mentioned having a wife versus being single. Right. He said with a wife, he has favor. With a wife, you have favor. Without a wife, he said he's living in God's grace right now. What did you take from that statement? And I need to tell you, me and Mon had a conversation about it, and so I have a piece that I want to come back and talk about. But what was your takeaway from that piece?
I got what he was saying. Mm-hmm. Basically, he was saying with a woman, he has favor because he has someone that can help build. Mm-hmm. He can help him build or help build together, help enhance all that he has. And without it, I'm solo, strictly operating on grace. Mm-hmm. But with someone, I have a partner that God designed strictly for me that's going to help me build whatever it is that he's building.
Okay.
So it enhances him.
Okay. So if you didn't know that a wife maximizes your life, and vice versa, with a husband, it maximizes your life. And so our conversation was, you said you don't feel every wife brings favor.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it caused me to kind of dig, to kind of look.
And then you saw I was right.
So I saw two versions of it. I saw exactly what Mon said, and then I saw what my point of view was. This is that you still have God's favor because you have a wife. So as a man, I bring you this. I guess a blessing because you have a wife, and it caused me to go and kind of look up what favor was. But I also can see it as what you said, because it absolutely can be wives that are not good wives, that are not, lack of better terms right now, is a good person.
Right.
Like you actually can cause your husband to sin, or he's already sinning, and so you going right along with what he doing, and so you're not making him better. You like he committing crimes, he doing all kind of stuff, and you right there with him doing it, encouraging it, and it talked about the type of wife, a prudent wife, a wife of grace, a wife of love. Mm-hmm. Then when you really get to see the blessings that are on your life when you have a good wife. So I definitely could see what you were saying in regards to that. Yet I still believe you have God's favor, but you could have a wife.
But me having God's favor necessarily because I have my wife.
No, I'm talking about the scripture that says a man that finds a wife finds a good thing and finds favor with the Lord.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, every woman may not be your wife. God didn't call you, might not have called you to marry this woman. If this woman is not a good woman, marrying her won't be a good thing, positive thing in your life. Mm-hmm. And that's basically all I was saying. Like, just because you married, you could have married, back a better word, the devil. So
yeah, you could have married somebody on that squad.
Right.
And so this is what I would say. Like, as I was reading things, I would tell y'all, a lot of people have lists what they want in a spouse. They have lists, expectations. This is what I would highly suggest that you do. Is that you go into the word and you look at what God says a husband is supposed to be, a wife is supposed to be. And those are the things that you pray about and you ask for your significant other, your future spouse. All that external stuff, that needs to be just, okay, that's the icing. That's icing on the cake.
External, you talking about looks?
Looks,
okay.
Height, bank accounts, all that kind of stuff. I think that's icing on the cake. But at the core of who that person is and how they show up, you need to look into the word and see if that is accurate. So what if you don't believe in religion?
Right.
Well, okay, you answer. You go first.
What if you don't believe in religion?
That's a question.
Oh, what if you don't believe in religion? Ooh, then you need to find someone like that. Because this is my opinion. I'm a Christian, so if I'm a Christian or a Catholic or whatever religion I am, if I'm expecting you to live to those certain standards according to my religion, if you go against it, that may be a deal breaker. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You can have an understanding spouse that says, you know what, that's her, that's him. He doesn't believe, she doesn't believe, so I'm not true. But I don't know too many people like that. I don't know too many Christians who believe, well, you don't believe in God, I don't care. You know, that's you. You don't want to pray and worship with me. Okay, you might not necessarily go with the church, but that could be a serious issue. And I think that has to be discussed in detail before we say I do. Yeah. Look at Jeezy and his wife. They said they basically had conflict on how to raise their child on their different beliefs.
And that's why they broke up?
That's rumored why they broke up. And I'm like, how did it discuss this beforehand?
But the reality, yeah, they still got to raise that baby together. I mean, they still got to raise her.
And they can raise her separately. Why are you looking like they can raise her separately?
Okay, hold on.
But
I'm gonna get to that.
But the point I was making, as far as religion, things like that have to be discussed in detail before we say I do.
Okay, and this is my stance on it. First of all, everybody has to be spiritual across the board. It don't matter what religion you are in.
Mm-hmm.
There, you have to be a spiritual person. And
what do you mean have to?
Okay, let me finish. And so if you're saying I want to get married, the marriage union is created by God. It's created by God. So that's the spiritual aspect of it right there. Now, if you don't believe in God, why would somebody, and I'm not saying you, Miss Tammy, but why would somebody even go into marriage if you don't even believe in God?
What is that? What is that? What is that?
Atheist.
Yeah.
And so first and foremost, if you're choosing marriage, you believe in God in some aspects. We are a version of God. So basically, we are spiritual beings. The religion that we choose to use to guide our life, that may be different. You got Christians, you got Buddhists, you got Muslims, you have Catholics. And so everybody uses a different set of belief and standards in how to live their life.
Absolutely.
And I think this, as a lot of times people, this is just my thought, a lot of times people say they're not religious, but yet you are still living by standards that are across these different religions.
Right.
You know, if you have faith, that's a religion.
Yeah.
You know, if you treat everybody like you want to be treated, that's a part of a religion, a faith base, is what I would say. And so I think first and foremost, it's that spiritual aspect. And so many times we are allowing religion to divide us when we shouldn't be allowing religion to divide us. Like, if we're all spiritual beings having a human experience, we all are created in his image. We are all a version of God on this earth. Why will we allow those things to divide us? You live according to your set of faith beliefs. I'm gonna live according to my faith beliefs. And if it's all centered around God, it should all be good.
No, I disagree.
I'm talking about if it's centered around God. Follow what I'm saying?
I follow. Okay. I disagree in this regard. I believe if you're a Muslim and I'm a Christian, I believe we can bump heads if we're married. Okay. We both believe in God. I'm not sure. I don't want to offend any Muslims exactly their total belief, but I'm sure it's a contradictory somehow in the two religion. I'm sure it is. And if it's not, forgive me. So I'm saying, by that standard alone, we both believe in God, but we're going to probably bump heads because what the Bible is my standard, if you will, or my tour guide of how to live through this life. And your Quran may be different. So we're going to bump heads. So it's not going to always be good if we're both looking at how to guide our life in totally two different religions. Does that make sense?
It do.
Okay.
It do make sense.
So just because we're following a God doesn't mean it's going to be easy.
I would say that as well. I would say that as well.
Yeah. So we can follow two different. Yeah. Everyone's God.
Everybody doesn't believe
in
that
the same
marriage
Absolutely.
is of God.
I kind of just alluded
Everyone's
to that.
God is not the same in their eyes. Again, that's the conversation that you need to have, and it definitely says that that's what unequally yoked is referring to.
Yeah,
when you have a believer and a non-believer getting married, if you are not a believer, I would say do not marry a believer, because a believer has a certain way of living and standards. And I think, like you said, that's one of those things that you have to have a conversation about. Okay, so what was something else that you took from the video that you felt like was good?
He said that men very rarely have closure. Women would have closure, men don't. In other words, a man will leave the door open. He will crack the door, possibly to creep back in one day, come through the back door or whatnot. Well, a woman would, you know what, this is it. I'm done. Boom. And I'm like, wow. And what did he say? He said men aren't taught to do that. Did he say that men wasn't taught how to close? Well, and we'll find it difficult trying to end relationships. And I believe that too, unless the woman does something to where, oh, hell, I can't stand, I want to knock her head off. Does something evil. Other than that, I do find that to be true.
That was, and Tammy, I'm going to come back and answer that question at the end of the show. About what if you didn't grow up in church? Thank you. These are very good questions, and I'm glad that you're asking that. And I may answer it after this part right here. So that was really profound to me. And I originally thought of it as it is being difficult to break up break off a relationship, because when you do that, you really got to go to somewhat a vulnerable place to let somebody know why you don't want to mess with them no more. Definitely, if, like you said, they not being just mean and rude, where it's easy for you to just be like, not, but it's just a woman that you see, I ain't vibing with her. I don't see myself marrying her. I no longer want to invest in this relationship. Right. What he said is, men just kind of fade away. They stop calling you.
Ghost them a little bit.
You ghost them. And I think that's because of that emotional, where you got to tap in and really be vulnerable, really share with her. Because if you come to a woman that you don't want to be with her, she going to have some questions. She going to want to know why, what she do wrong, if y'all can work out. So you're going to have these questions and this place that you're going to have to go. But that was really, for me, that was a awareness too.
And then when he mentioned how if a woman asks you questions like, where are we going? If I'm not feeling you like that, you can't ask me nothing like that. Oh, hey, whoa, you going too far.
Yeah.
What you mean, where are we going? We just kicking.
Yeah. And then if it is your wife or someone you are invested in, that should not be a problem to disclose where you're going. Like, why not?
Right.
Why is it this? Because why are you trying to control it?
If I don't look at you,
no, I just said it's your wife, the girl that you're invested in.
Yeah, that's different. But he was talking about sex, like, because if I don't look at you as my woman or a woman that I'm trying to build with, I don't even want to talk about nothing like that. Stop. Why are you asking me that? Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Ugh. That's a turn off. Ugh, get away from me.
But why is that an issue with a married man though? That his wife asks, like, where you going? Why you asking me that? Or this irritation is there? Why does it happen in marriages?
That could be a number of reasons. He may not know.
He may not know what? Where he going?
Yeah, he may not know. And by her asking him, that might make him feel bad. Are
we talking about the same thing here?
Yes, we're talking about the same thing.
Like, you finna walk out the house?
No. Oh, I thought you meant where you're going for as where we going.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, where we going? Where I'm going? No, what married man has a problem with telling his wife, baby, I'm gonna go to the gym?
That's not uncommon. Why you asking me where I'm going? Why are you trying to keep up with me? That is not an uncommon situation in marriages.
Oh, to me, that's, baby, I'm finna shoot to the gym. Baby, I'm finna go to the, like, that's.
But why would that be
that's
an
a
issue?
Simple. Maybe he don't want you to know. And if he don't want you to know, that's man. To me, that's simple. Baby, I'm finna go Boom, baby, I'm finna go here. I'm finna go here. I'm finna go. Now, I might not say, baby, I'm finna go to the gym, but when I leave the gym, I'm gonna stop at Walmart. Then when I leave Walmart, I'm gonna stop at the car wash, vacuum out the car. Then when I leave there, I might stop by Home Depot, and I ain't gonna break it down like that. I ain't going for all that. Hell, I might not even know I'm gonna do that. But just to say, and there's times where I left and went to the gas station. Where you go? Like, damn, I just went to right down the street. I'm not gonna go somewhere far. Ain't gonna be gone 3, 4, 5 hours.
I don't care. If you're walking out of the house, you need to tell your spouse where you're going. I don't care if you're going up the street. And that's a safety thing. You gone, something happened to you. I ain't got no answers. I ain't got no starting point. I don't have nothing. Like, I just think that's rude. That's far out rude. That you walk out the house and you don't say nothing. I went up the street.
It depends if you're right here. Now, if you I'm sitting here watching TV and I'm cooking. God, dog, I ain't got no hot sauce. I need some. You in the shower. I might. Let me run real quick.
That don't matter. You still need to say you finna go. You finna leave. It doesn't matter. But I do want to talk to. I want to get back to that because
I want to talk to what Tammy.
Okay, come on, let's talk about
it. Teacher Tammy. What if you didn't grow up in the church? I believe this is a Southern tradition in the Black community. What if you down south? It is. I believe most of us grew up in a Southern Baptist church, if you will, okay. Baptist church. They went to church. It was a Baptist Southern church. Let us women walk out. You damn right. It's a little different, Nikhil. Don't start nothing.
It's not different.
Yeah, it
is.
We worry about y'all sake.
We worry about y'all too. Y'all are black men in America, and it matters.
No, I believe like this. If you didn't grow up in the church and you're marrying somebody that grew up in the church, you better get familiar real quickly of his thoughts and standard, if you will, of how a woman is supposed to act, carry herself, and how a woman is supposed, what he feels her role is as a wife. Because if you're married, if you didn't grow up in the church and you don't have this traditional mindset that women do X, Y, Z, and he has a traditional mindset, especially coming from the church, that a woman does this, and I feel like this, and you move and talk and act in this manner, you gotta discuss that, because he can be looking and depending on you and expecting you to do and act and think this way, and your mind's, what? Boy, that's crazy. Nope, you gotta have that conversation before, and I mean a deep conversation, before you say I do. And that may not even be you. I'm just answering, And
I would say this: if you didn't grow up in church, and I'm just speaking from husband and wife, and the husband did grow up in church, it is definitely an opportunity. I would say you don't have to be opposed to it. You know what I'm saying? If it's something he's introducing into your life to go to church. I was born and raised. Born and raised. I wasn't born in the church, but I was raised in the church, and I would say even for me, over the past when did I go through the spiritual life coaching program? I started in 2019. That I've had a shifting in my growth, where a lot of the things that I learned in the church, I'm now finding out for myself, because I'm reading the word for myself, that it didn't mean what was taught. So I feel like I'm a more spiritual person, but I absolutely still live my life by the word of God, which is the Bible. That is what I choose to live it by. And I feel like the church experience, and everybody's had different church experiences as well. But for me, church is this. It's a place where I can go and fellowship with other believers. We can grow. We can learn together. When you're involved in the church, like I'm over the book club at my church. And so I get to be with other women, and we get to talk about God and how God shows up in our life and the struggles that we have and what can we do. So you're in this community of people that believes in a higher being, and it just, some of the things that you read in the word, it's like it's literally a living word to me. And so church for me is help me understand the Bible a little bit more. It's a place where I can go and worship, listen to some good music, feel good, feel back up as I continue on to my journey. But I get to see life according to what I say I'm living in by. So I would just say this: if you didn't grow up in church, this for anybody, and you're going into marriage and you're dealing with somebody that
grew up in
that grew up in church or grew up in like one time I compared the Quran. I compared the Quran to the Bible as to what it said about marriage, and it pretty much says the same thing. It might be written a little differently, but it pretty much says the same thing as to.
You sure about that? No,
I will tell you. I just looked up what does the Quran say about marriage.
And you're talking about marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I looked that up and kind of compared the two. And so I would just say, don't be opposed. You know what I'm saying? To some people that wasn't raised in church, you hear all these things about it. But I would say go, and just like anything else, go and experience it for yourself. My mom raised us in church. Dad never attended church. They've been married 49 years. Dad never wanted to hear anything mom had to share from the pastor.
Dang, Dad.
And I can see, some people just choose to accept it. For me, I know if me and this ain't gonna happen, but if me and mom was to not work out, if you telling me you don't go to church, you don't believe in God, you don't have no standards that you live by, like, hey, let me see, you can't lead me. I'm not following you, and that will bring about conflict in our house. I ain't marrying no man, and you don't have nothing that's higher than you that you believe in, a mindset, or no, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. That's just me. So
she said Dad didn't want to hear nothing about the pastor.
And I ain't gonna even get it. That's a whole nother.
What?
That's a whole nother show. Nothing.
What's another show though?
I don't want to hear nothing from the pastor.
I think sometimes we can move on. I just think sometimes some people praise and worship the pastor instead of the message.
Oh, okay, come on.
I can receive and appreciate the man that's delivering the message.
Yeah.
I think some people start to praise and worship that man.
Yeah.
Because he's still a man.
Yeah.
Like, don't praise him. Give him thanks for giving us a good word.
Thanks for what he do.
Right. And pray for him, because I know he's struggling with whatever it is he's dealing with, because we all struggle to deal with something. But I think some people may carry it too far, and that pushes some people away from the church. Right.
And I don't know. What I'm starting to, I ain't gonna say I'm just now understanding it, but this is my thought. If you're so closed off to learning from somebody else, if you're I just got it, I ain't gotta listen to nobody, I'm gonna do my life like I'm gonna do my life, like that's a scary person for me to be.
That can't nobody teach you.
Can't nobody teach you nothing.
Yeah.
I learned it. I'm good, and like, you're not even good for a marriage. You're not good for your spouse. If you cannot learn from anybody else because you know everything, or what they saying, I done been there, I done it. You can't tell. You're not somebody that's even good to be in relationship with. You're not. That's a hard relationship to be in. I'm gonna say in regards to marriage, because any other relationship you can, go on. Yeah. So back to, thank y'all for joining, everybody that's up and tuned into the Couples Lounge show on today. So we are talking about, we watched Jamal Bryant.
And I hope we answered that, Teacher Tammy, if you still on. I hope we answered that for you, my sister.
Were just some of the things that they were discussing.
One, men, what did he say? Men, we want a convenience store relationship.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Something like that.
Yes. He said when it comes to relationships, men want things that are convenient.
And yeah, right now.
So if it is convenience, so a woman that's pushing you, that is, this is how she has these expectations. It's like, nah, you doing too much. You doing too much. Like, I just want somebody that's convenient. I can call her whenever I call her. And he's like, most men, they shop convenience store. A single man. He not finna go into Target. He not going in the Kroger.
We ain't going to Costco.
Yeah. But that's building right there. That's coming home with groceries and stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, that is so real and so true. And I made a post, and I was telling baby about this. I made a post in a group that was talking about side chicks. Mm-hmm. And what does a side chick do better than a wife? And I don't even know why we still entertain why people
so the
post
question
things
was,
like that.
What does a side chick do better than a wife?
And so of course people were saying stuff, but my thing, I just came from a perspective of when you cheating, basically. Mm-hmm. What is happening. And to see that comment now has 12,000 likes, it's not even the likes, it's the men. Mm-hmm. A man told me, like, I haven't cheated, but this is engraved in my mind that if I ever think about it, I will remember this post. If we really understood, so many people are running from marriage, and this goes back to the podcast we looked at. Marriage is an amazing thing. It's amazing, but what is clear to me is that people just really don't know how to do it. What the standard, like how to live in it, and I'm talking for us because we are
believers. You learning on the fly.
The biblical roles that we have, and I promise you, if you live by the biblical roles that it says, man, your marriage will be amazing. Even if you don't believe in the word, if you lived by what it said, it will shift the game. It will shift you. What you laughing at?
I laughed. I don't know if you saw it. It was a video. I don't know if it was a family reunion or a funeral or what. The guy said, what I learned like a drunk uncle. Never date somebody that's going to disrespect your wife. Well, I didn't mean to say that shit. I didn't mean to say. And everybody, what? Like, he was serious. Like, that was funny. I'm sorry. That just came to my head when you talking about the side chick. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow. And he was really serious. Side chicks, I believe in the word. Side chicks actually submits. That's what I...
But a side chick, how do you submit? Submission is saying that I'm not even finna entertain that. I'm not even finna entertain.
But what was something that said that stuck out in that when you?
The first thing that I said, where he was like, favor with my wife, and just how he talked about how he knew how different his life is now as a single man, mm-hmm. versus when he had his wife, and how he know he could be so much further, mm-hmm. with a wife next to him, because it's just something that your wife brings to you to bring to your life. Your wife maximizes your life. Your wife helps push you forward. Your wife helps pull the greatness out of you. Right. The things that you might not see, the things that you might not believe, she's like your number one cheerleader. And so for me, that was like really the biggest, like, that favorite part.
That's not what I was talking. I was talking about on the comment, but that's cool. That's a good one. Another thing that stood out to me when he told the brothers, "Don't wait till you get your finances together to get married." And I felt when he first said it, I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah,
I don't know.
So many people want to say, "Let me get my life together."
Because he said it's easy to find love when you got a mansion, you got a nice house, you got this nice car, you got this nice whatever.
Yeah,
it's easy to find love. It takes a different kind of love to when I got this 1-bedroom efficiency on a futon mattress and whatnot. That's now, now that woman loves you, my brother. Man, it ain't hard to love you in the 8,000, 10,000 square foot crib. Yeah, and he was, and his comment was, how do you know that they're loving you for you versus what you have? And so many people, you hear it all the time from single people. I want to get my finances right. I want to be. And I understand it. And I certain to it to a certain extent. But if you are waiting, like if you're somebody who is striving like them brothers, like they trying to get their podcast to a certain level, where they are trying to live a wealthy lifestyle, and you want to get to wealth before you decide to marry somebody, that's what he was referring to. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Do you want to wait there, or why not build with somebody? It's first I gotta find somebody worthy of building with. Right. That's the key. That's the key. Finding somebody worthy of building with. Right. Because some people jump on the bandwagon if they see you're going in. She's probably going somewhere. Let me just tag along. That's not necessarily the right one. But another thing that's just that stood out. He said the problem he had. He waited till he got married to practice. Talk about it. Talk about it. Practice. Look, I'm adjusted. Monogamy. Yeah, he waited till he got married to practice it. Like, let that sink. Let that marinate with you. Just think about that. Okay, come on back. Most men, especially when they're young, because a lot of times, especially if you've been married for a while, you got married at a young age. I don't think today men or women are eager to get married at a young age today as we were 20, 30 years ago. You 30, 40, 50 years, you thought graduation, get out of high school, good job, husband, wife, family. That's kind of was the mindset. Most of the guys, I don't want to put words, forgive me, my brothers, if I'm putting this on you, but I'm feel confident in saying most of us and you weren't faithful. And then you got married. All right, I'm done. It's just her. That's difficult. That's extremely difficult to eat a horrible diet, have a horrible lifestyle when it comes to eating. Now all of a sudden I'm cold turkey. I never eat nothing bad again ever in life. Boom, right now, starting today, right now, go. Ooh, that's hard for any man to do. I think women practices it. Even if she wasn't being completely faithful at times, I believe she would. I'm engaged now. Hopefully. But as a man, he had to continue to live. He might have slowed down. What you mean? After he proposed? Yeah. I think a lot of dudes, not if now, I'm not speaking in absolute. A lot of dudes still did them. And all of a sudden, I said I do. I got the ring on my finger. Now I'm no longer doing nothing. You set yourself up for failure because you didn't practice it. If you feel to go into the game, how do you go into a game and you never practice? How do you play basketball, football, baseball, get in the boxing ring, and you never hit a heavy bag, but all of a sudden you feel to boom, go fight Mike Tyson? Huh? You ain't doing punch. Now I'm finna go fight the world champion. That's hard. Is it impossible? No, I guarantee you there are men who did exactly that and has been faithful. Hell, women too. I just believe you made it difficult by waiting till you say I do to practice monogamy.
Yeah.
That's something you practice and work on while dating, hopefully while dating, not just engaged, but even then engaged.
And so I was
that's a lifetime of bad habits, if you will. That's a lifetime of doing something. Now all of a sudden stop it. After a lifetime of doing it. Why you laughing? That's real. That's
a lifetime.
Because most guys,
years. Yeah.
You've been doing it for 10 years. Me you go to the pattern that I find as a guy, got a whole bunch of girlfriends from your uncles and your homeboys. Now all of a sudden be with her and only her.
So how does practicing monogamy look? I have it in my mind.
Easy.
How it will look.
How it looks means I'm cutting them all off. I just cleared my bench. I don't have a bench. I don't have a team no more. I got a one-woman team, and that's it. I have cleared the decks. I done let them go. Take your medicine and let them go.
And this is why you are dating.
Let them go. You gotta see how it's going to be, and don't pick up the phone when things are going bad, because at some point your wife is going to piss you off. At some point, your wife ain't the drive that she got when she was dating you. Boy, that ain't gonna stay up like that, I promise. The stuff she used to do, she ain't gonna do it like that no more. Cut her off and go cold turkey dating. And can you handle it? And
not ghost them. Not ghost them. Closure. Cut it off.
There you go.
Cut it
That's
off.
when you really know you're serious. If you tell them, look, I ain't doing this no more. I can't. I'm trying to be faithful to my girl. I want to marry her one day, and I want to see if I can do this. So I can't mess with you no more. What? You may piss some off and lose them instantly just for saying it. And some, okay, cool. I don't care, and we'll come back to you anyway. But some you may lose. But if you can tell them that and keep on the straight and narrow of trying to be fair, but here's the key. Look in that mirror and be honest. If you know this is something you cannot do, do not propose.
I love it.
You gotta look in the mirror.
I love it.
And be honest. Can I do this?
Do I want to do this?
Do I want to do it?
Do I want to make the choice of monogamy? Because you can do it. It's just, do you want to? Right. I love that. And we did talk about that on this show. Is that closure piece. Not ghosting them, because like Mom said, if you don't close it, you and your girl, the one that you're saying, yes, I want to marry her, or your wife, y'all might be going through a patch, and just out of the blue, that person that you didn't get closure with, you didn't cut that off, they text you, they reach out to you, saying whatever.
What's up?
And the door is open.
What you doing?
And you walk on through it.
Right.
And so yeah, that was another.
What you doing, Chase? You know what that at midnight.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, definitely need to practice that.
Yes.
Even before engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before engagement.
No, you shouldn't get engaged if you haven't practiced it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can love you, and I know that is the woman I want, no matter what. I want to spend the rest of my life with us. But we have been so programmed to, because this is another thing, and I thought about this. People say that it's in our nature. It's in our nature to be with a whole. I've said it before. If we can't help it, it's us. That's a bald-faced ass lie.
Come on! Give me 5, baby. Give me 5. Y'all see that growth?
I have to say it. It is a bald-faced lie. That is not in our nature to be with 1,000 women. Now, do we have that urge and desire? Yeah, God made us love women like that, and we have a desire to want them. But is it in our nature to be with 1,000 women, 100 women? No. And it's kind of crazy when I think about it. If you're a believer, God created Eve for who? Adam, for me, for him. So therefore, he gave him one. This is for you, my brother. He didn't give him 2 or 3. Say, man, have fun with these, my brother. Hey, that's for you, dog. He didn't do that. He gave him one. So if you look at it in the biblical aspect, he gave us one woman from the jump. So it's in your nature to be with one, because that's what he intended you to be with from the very get-go. Come on! So therefore, we have to stop lying, be honest, and say, yes, I have a desire and a sexual nature to be with other women, but I don't believe God put us in us to have 1,000 women and a whole bunch of side chicks and that. Yeah, nah, man, I can't. That's just us doing it. That's just right. That ain't God. That's just you. If I want to be with a whole bunch of women, I can't put that on God, man. That's how God made me, man. Right. That's how he made me. Nah, Ramon, that's you, Ramon. Yes. You just a hoe, dog. Yeah. You just being a hoe and just go and admit it. You a hoe. God didn't make you a hoe. Yeah. You gotta have self-discipline. Don't just like, come on, you just a hoe, dog. Just put it on you. Yeah. I can't put that on God. Right. Right. Yeah, that was another big one as well. It's just, but hold on, that's different. God didn't approve it. Right. He did, and that's in the Bible. He allowed certain things, but that doesn't say he approved and was okay with it. I wouldn't even say allowed. He allowed us to make our own. I'm allowing you to make your bed. God allows you to make choices. Yes. He allows you to make your choices. Yes. And homosexuality it happened. He didn't stop it. Right. He could have completely gotten rid of homosexuality, but then altogether. He did come and destroy sound. No, that was he destroyed the city because of some sin, a lot of sin. Yeah, and praising our guys not. But he could have totally gotten rid of that if he truly wanted to. Quit and no, it's in the book. You got to read. That's in there. It is, and it talks about the downfall. Yes, of Solomon, how he had so many concubines. The wisest man. These concubines got him to stop praising God and worship other gods. That's in there. It's people want to say, "Oh, it's in the Bible, so it's right." You got to understand that the Bible is stories, some parables about things. Just like us in today's time, if they was to write about it, it's some amazing people that's out here living trying to live the word the best that they can, but they're imperfect and they're sinning, and that doesn't mean that God is approving it and God says yes, you can do it. That's your choices, and sin is a punishment for itself. When you sin and you do wrong, that stuff will punish you. God don't even have to punish you. Nope. If you go out there and you drink and get slapped drunk, that's on you. If you get in a car wreck and you end up paralyzed or you end up dead, that's on you. If you out there cheating and you hook up with somebody who is emotionally unstable and she come and she mess with your children, she messing with your wife, sin is a punishment for itself. Yeah, and that is, and the Bible talks so much about sexual immorality as well. So you know what I'm saying? It's we pick and choose. Yeah, and so that podcast was just it was very powerful. Allowing us to be able to come and continue to speak about just the marriage union, whether you're single and you're thinking about it and you are in it. Yeah, true. Do you? Nah, never mind. Come on. I just make a comment. I ain't okay. Do you knowing what I know now? Mm-hmm. if I was, let's say I was single and had a little bread and kind of famous, I wouldn't get married. I don't think I would get married. I would be too afraid to get married. I really would. I think I would be too afraid. I wouldn't trust a woman to love me for me.
Yeah, you can't go in a relationship like that.
I don't think I could. I really don't think I could get married if I was single and rich and famous, or just single and had something and rich. I ain't gotta be famous. I'll be too scared now, man. There's too many people out here shaking and faking. Like, man.
I guess my somebody should have told me, Moment, I'm gonna respond to you on that. Is don't marry somebody you don't trust.
But now here's the problem. These people who got married, they trusted. Look at Tyrese. He married the woman, he said she had on a $12 sundress on. And she said, you write up the prenup and I sign it. I don't want your money. I don't need you write it up and I signed it. And he's like, dang, okay then. And now going through the divorce, now she won't trying to take all this money. And he's like, what happened to that $12 sundress woman? All that's gone out the window. She's lived a lifestyle.
She lived a certain lifestyle.
So now but she said she didn't care.
She might not have it at that moment.
See, that's
she might not have when she met him. He exposed her to something totally different world. And I don't. Okay, that's another show.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of went off. I'm just
so
thinking about that and G's and all these divorces from these celebrity people. It's like, man, why you even?
And I will say this just real quick. I do want to comment a little bit on that. I don't know if that's the real reason G's and them decided.
That's just what the rumors are.
Based off their
how they raise their daughter is different. Conflicting with
the thing about it is y'all are still
having anger.
Y'all still are going to end up raising her. When I say separately, whatever his beliefs, when she come with him, that's what she gonna do. When she with Jenny, that's how they're gonna raise her. But the thing is, how do we come together? Because it's still going to happen. So really what y'all are divorcing over is y'all can't work it out. Y'all can't talk through conflict because she's still going to be raised differently.
She admitted to she's seen it with her grandmother.
What?
The anger that she has. She's seen it. Now this came out of her mouth. She's seen the anger and out of with her grandmother and didn't realize how she had it.
Okay.
And she has it. So I think she actually admitted that she needs to work on her.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Just go. So many times we be trying to run.
Yeah, and that too kept on rumored that she was cheating as well.
With Mario.
Yeah, from Saved by the Bell.
Oh.
And then on the one show, this came out of her.
We do not know this is accurate. This is allegation.
This is what she did say. I like black men, but basically, and I'm paraphrasing, like I kick it with the white boys, and then I like them.
But I think that was before she met you.
But still, how the hell did you hear that Jesus and want to marry a woman that says something like that? Basically, I'll let y'all put something in me, but that's pretty much all y'all good for. That's how I took it.
This is the thing. When it comes to marriage, we be so quick to run over. We be so quick to run.
Boy.
So quick to run. Like, you are going to face challenges in your baby.
That,
I don't want to talk about them no more.
No, I'm talking about Jamal. He said that. He said basically the world has been cursed with options. So many options, it makes it easy. You know what, man? The hell with you. I got 1,000 women. You got 1,000 men just coming at you. You have so many options. It makes it harder to go through the fire with someone.
But you're going to go through the fire with someone. You're going to go through it with somebody. That's just how intimate relationships are set up.
What? That options has
We've always had options. I think with social media,
more now.
No, I think social media just gives you quicker, more access, instant access. Yeah, but I feel like that's it definitely is relevant. I will say that, okay. But we're so quick to want to jump ship in our marriages because we come up against things that basically causes us to grow, causes us to look at ourselves, causes us to be uncomfortable. Like, and I said I'm gonna make a post about this, and I'm gonna make it on my regular page. It takes time to build things. Watching that weekend that Coco Gauff, she won her first slam, and then looking at Dion as well as to where he's at right now. She went pro 4 years ago. It took her 4 years to win a Grand Slam. I think the time before that she got close. She was in the final, but she lost. 4 years to win it. Dion has been coaching. Yeah, we knew him in his prime as a player, but now he's being highlighted because he's a coach. Mm-hmm. He started that about 14 years ago with a Pee-wee team and went to high school. Then went to it's been a process to get to where he is. And we get in marriages and we get in relationships and we just feel like it's supposed to be this almost perfect organism, perfect organization. Almost immediately, you getting a divorce in 2 years, 5 years. Y'all still learning each other. You still learning yourself.
Yeah.
It's so much to it, and I like when we work with our couples is that just certain awarenesses. I never forget the one guy that said I didn't even realize my wife was a gift to me. Mm. Just that mindset was a shifting, and so it's just certain things that we need to know, we need to learn, we need to understand about the power of marriage. And if we can understand it, and do our own healing through you, we showing you yourself, and you showing us, and just not being. We can work through this stuff, y'all. We have it in us to work through it. Now, let me say the disclaimer before people talk about abuse. I ain't ever talking about working through physical. Sometimes you don't even notice when it's mental and verbal abuse. You might be and you're in an abusive situation. Let me put that out there. But there are things that y'all we can work through when we jump in ship. And so you're gonna work through it with this person and you're gonna work through it with the next one. Just do you want to be a better version of you? That's what I want to ask. But if I was officiating weddings, are you ready to be a different version of yourself? And are you ready for somebody to show you you? And if you ain't, don't do this. So thank y'all for tuning in to the Couples Lounge show. Thank you, babe, for the conversation on today. Thank you, Lord, for the growth on both of our parts. To be in this thing 21 years and we still growing, we still learning, we still loving on each other, and we still, we in this marriage thing, and we gonna give it all we got. So tune in next week. We'll be back next week with another hot show. Tell somebody about the Couples Lounge. We need y'all to subscribe, like, and follow, and share. All right. Much love. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend, and we out.